And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Words I Choose to Live By. We're about to connect with Amazon Live, but we want to say hello to all of you first. I'm Cyrus Webb, joined by Mary Ellen Ciganovich and Melissa Banks. How's everybody doing today?
Doing
Great,
great.
doing wonderful.
Great, great. Darius Ewing is not with us today, but we hope all is well with him. He's still in a bit of recovery mode. We were about to be going live on Amazon Live as well. Today we're discussing week number 21 in my book. You guys see there, Words I Choose to Live By, really about the importance of taking advantage of the day and not letting the day go by without you appreciating it. We're going to talk about that and how we can all be able to do that better. I'm going to go ahead and make sure all of our settings are right on Facebook before we go live here. Make sure we have everybody tagged properly as well. If you guys are not following us on Amazon Live, definitely invite you guys to do that. You will find the link actually with this video. So make sure you guys take advantage of the opportunity to stay connected with us there. That way you also will know when we go live, even if we're not broadcasting here on the other platforms that you are watching us on. And we're back with Words I Choose to Live By here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Also want to thank those tuning in on the radio side of our program, as well as those tuning in on the podcast as well. Appreciate all of you being with us. I'm joined by Mary Ellen Ciganovich and Melissa Banks. Today we're discussing week number 21 from my book you guys see there, Words I Choose to Live By. I'm going to highlight it in the carousel there on Amazon Live. Also, all the books that are written by our co-host Mary Ellen as well as Melissa, you'll find them in the carousel. They'll be shown up as they are talking today. But Mary Ellen, Melissa, how are you today?
Doing marvelous.
I'm great, Cyrus.
Well, for those joining us on the Amazon Live side, Darius is not with us today. He's still going through his physical therapy, so we definitely wish him well. But everybody, I'm going to go ahead and read the message for week number 21. Yesterday is gone. The only way to really enjoy the day is to leave the cares of yesterday behind. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not promised. It has to be all about today, or you're not really living at all. And this is a message. I was joking with Mary Ellen and Melissa that sometimes yesterday it's good when things were like yesterday, because sometimes today is not that easy. However, every day we do have an opportunity and a challenge to be able to make the most of it. And that's what I've learned to try to do. I used to write, Mary Ellen knew me then. Melissa, you didn't know me then. I used to write on social media all the time, yesterday is gone, tomorrow's not promised. All we have is today, make it count. That was my big mantra before Words I Choose to Live By came out. And it really is about the importance of making the most of today. So Melissa, I want to ask you, how have you been able to balance that, to remember yesterday, but not allow it to take away from today?
That's the key. For me, there was a long time when I stayed in yesterday. I stayed in the bad days. I stayed in the struggling days. I stayed in the days that weren't good. They were my focus. And I came to realize that because I kept my mind back in the hard stuff, because when you look back, you don't really look at the really great times, right? You focus on the stuff. And because my mind stayed back there, it kept me from being able to move forward. And it took a really long time and a really long process for me to recognize that I was keeping myself in the past. And I was also using the past as an excuse for not being able to do all that I could do and to be all that I could be, because I stayed back there. And I call it standing in my story. And it was my excuse, right? So today I know that as long as my mind is back there and stays back there, that's where I am. So when I find myself not feeling really good about myself, because you know what, even the motivators have those days that we need uplifting, we need motivating ourselves, right? So even when I find myself there, I may go back there, but I go back there praising God from everywhere I've come, because I've came through some stuff. And when I look back and I say, you know what, I never thought that girl that was going through that stuff could be standing in front of people right now and talking to them and encouraging them and doing all the things that God has blessed me with the opportunities to do. And when I take my mind to that place, I'm able to, you know what? Yesterday was not a great day, but today I can give it all I've got. And that's how I get through it.
Mhm.
Love that. Love that. What a great thing. Mary Ellen, what about you? How do you manage to balance it? Because let's be honest too. I want to add this caveat. Doesn't mean that yesterday was bad, right?
Right.
It could have been a good day, but how do you stop from being stuck there and still appreciate the day that you are in today, Mary Ellen?
Well, you have to appreciate that now moment that you're in right now. Okay. And this goes along so much with the truth of the day that's on social media today, which says, let go of anything that holds you back. And you have the ability to let go of those things that hold you back. You have the ability to let go of that past. If yesterday was not what you wanted it to be, then today is a whole brand new day. Let go of yesterday, learn from it, and go forward. It is so important. And even when I was learning this technique, and to thank God for the days I had, or, if I'm having a bad MS day, to get through it, I have to keep myself in that now moment, even to the point where I say, okay, now I'm on this radio show. Now I'm talking. Now I'm walking to the kitchen. Now I'm getting a cup of coffee. You just mentally say that to yourself to keep you in that now moment, so you can let go of that past. And in Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire, my book, it has a vignette about past. And it says, the past does not exist. It is gone. Why are you stuck in a time caught up in memories of pain that never was or will be? The past and the future are simply your perceptions of what you think. Take no thought. Amen. And the past is that. And your past might have been horrible. My past was horrible. I mean, there were so many times in my past when I made mistakes. I did not live up to what God wanted me to live up to. And when I connected with God and said, God, show me the way and show me how to stay now and show me how to let go of that past, how to be told that I wasn't worthwhile, and to go forward into the next moment. Because when you are in the past, that creates depression. And when you worry about the future, that creates anxiety. And when you stay in that now moment, that's when you have your peace, and that's when you can create the life that you want.
Such a great point. And I think, for myself, and I was, again, for our audience that's reading this along with us and going through this with us, I think, to me, there's a danger of the other way too. Mary Ellen was talking about the not so good things from her past, but I think many times we rest on what we've already achieved as well, instead of thinking about what is still left for us to do. And for myself, that's what I have found has been a weakness of mine, which is why I said in this particular message, yesterday is gone, tomorrow's not promised. It has to be all about today. Are you really not living? Because, I've met people in my life who, and I'm sure everyone has, right, who says, back in 1985, I won this. Or in 1999, I was recognized as the person of the year, and that is great.
Yeah.
Great that you were able to achieve something then. But the question from me to the audience is, what are you doing today? What is it you're doing today that really matters? Because if you're not making the most of today, trying to be the best of yourself today, you really are wasting the opportunity. And so, Melissa, you said something. I'm going to go back to you because I think it's such an important point. All of us are in positions with a profile as a public figure who have people that we talk to, whether it's consulting or coaching or trying to motivate. You said something I think is so important, and that is that we also need to be motivated. We also need to be coached. I know that definitely goes for myself as well. How important is it, Melissa, not to think that you've learned everything you need to learn and that you can just kind of glide?
Oh my gosh, if you think you've got everything that's here for you to get, that there's no more for you to learn and you know it all, then you stop right there. You're not living, you're ceasing to exist. It's over, game over. You have to always, even best of people, people that have achieved so much, have people that they look up to, have people that they talk to. You know, for a long time, I was in this little island, right? So that's how my business even got started. It was just me in front of a computer, and I was trying to figure things out all on my own. And when I realized, you know what, it's okay to go to people that know more than you. In fact, I tell people, go to somebody that's where you're trying to get, because that helps you grow. In order to keep growing, in order to keep dreaming, in order to keep moving, you have to put yourself in the place of someone that's higher than you, that know more than you. So it may be my area, you know, it may be my gift that God has given me, and I'm really strong in that, and I can give that to other people. But what I need is what God has given someone else to provide to me. So if I'm sitting here thinking I got it all, then it's done. It's a done deal, and it's over. And I believe that everyone, no matter how much you have achieved, has to have someone that you can talk to, someone that you can say, you know what, I got this idea, but I don't know how to formulate it. Or someone that you can say, you know what, I am just stuck and I don't know what to do. If you don't have that someone, that mentor, that coach, that motivational speaker that you listen to. I have motivational speakers I listen to that don't even know me, but I consider them mentors in my life because they can pour into me and inspire me to keep going. Even when yesterday was a celebration, but today is not so great. I have people I can talk to. I have people I can listen to, places I can go to pick me up, to make me want to keep going. So in order to keep going, you have to be willing to learn something.
That's a great point, and I totally agree with that. Mary Ellen, what about for yourself? How important is it for you today to celebrate the wins of yesterday, but not to let that be the defining thing for you and not miss out on what could happen today?
Well, you stop yourself. You know, if you rest on your laurels, you're going to stop yourself. And why would you want to stop yourself? I always hear my father, you know, saying, I would say, like, I wrote a book or whatever, and Daddy would go, oh, that's good, Mary Ellen. That and $1 will get you a cup of coffee. And I'm like, thanks, Daddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, he would. And for myself and for my clients, I use something called the GLAD technique, and I use it daily. And the G stands for being grateful. Waking up, what are you grateful for today? The L stands for you should learn something. Every day you should learn something about yourself, about something you're curious about, or whatever. A stands for achieve or accomplish. Every day you should achieve something toward your dream, toward your goal, toward creating something even bigger and better than yourself. And D stands for delighted. Every day you should be delighted by something you see. Delighted, you should be happy. So I love that GLAD technique. I use it every day with myself. And I try to instruct my clients to use it every day also, and we'll go over it together with them. But, you know, I have people I also turn to, and I say, you know, well, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? And they'll say, well, you know, sometimes they'll say, well, you've already written 2 books. And I'm like, and you don't want to listen to anybody who's going to drag you down. You want somebody to pump you up and say, yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. Because when somebody drags you down, then you might listen to them and say, well, yeah, maybe I better stop. And you should never stop. You should never stop learning. You should never stop being grateful. You should never stop being happy and delighted and joyful.
That's a great point. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, you're watching Words I Choose to Live By on the Amazon Live platform. I appreciate you all joining us over there, as well as on Facebook. We also have our friends on Twitter and on YouTube as well. I'm joined by Mary Ellen Ciganovich, you see her there, and Melissa Banks discussing this book here. We're discussing week number 21. The message is yesterday is gone. So Mary Ellen, since we have you there with us, what message do you have for our audience today about the importance of appreciating today and making it count?
Well, today is really all you have. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow might not be here, like Cyrus was writing about. You never know what's going to happen. And when someone leaves your, like, let's say somebody goes to run errands or something, make sure you give them a kiss or a hug before they leave. You don't know they're going to be coming back. You have to appreciate each and every moment you have to live your life. You have to appreciate each and every moment to be with the loved ones that you have in your life. And you have to go forward and thank God for each and every moment that you have, and praise him and glorify him and spread the word and inspire people, encourage somebody today. Wouldn't it be a great world if we all inspired each other and encouraged each other and uplifted each other to be the best that we can be, to aid in the healing of our planet?
Exactly. Love that. Love that, Mary Ellen. Melissa, same question to you. What message would you say to our audience about making the most of the day?
You know, I try to get up and find something to be grateful for. When you're going through a lot, things may not be what you want them to be, and a lot of things are happening. Find something in the midst of it all to be grateful for. And I also tell people to celebrate when things happen, even if it's a small success. And sometimes when we think celebrate, we think, oh, it's got to be something big. It's got to be a lot of money. For me, who don't take much time off, I celebrate by ordering my favorite meal, or by sitting on the couch and just having a cup of coffee or a glass of wine for a moment and not working. That is celebrating. So celebrate life. And I wanted to share one of the things that my family and I do that we have just done forever. It's the end of every call, we say, I love you. I talk to my mom twice a day, but at the end of every call, I say, I love you. Because you know what? That moment is the only thing we know for sure that we have. And if we get caught up in the conversation and I hang up, she knows that phone is going to ring right back, because I have to say, I love you, and hear her say, I love you back. Because that's what we have. So grab hold to the day, because the day is all that you have. That moment is all that you have. So you grab hold of it and give it all you've got, and find something to be grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And I have to say, and you know, I'm all about transparency, whether it's good or bad. I am not the best at that. My mom is very good. Before she hangs up the phone, she's going to say, I love you. Because I'm just me. Sometimes I'll say it back. Sometimes I'll be like, okay. You know, because I'm not thinking, you know, it's almost become, you know, it's so routine for her to say it. I'm not a big I love you person. So that's just me in life. I'm just not big on that. So, but you're right. You don't know. And both of you bring up some really good points, which is why I'm glad we're talking about this. And that is, we cannot take things for granted. Mary Ellen brought that up. You don't know. We just take for granted people are going to be here, right? And I have learned, and especially over the past few years, because I've lost so many people in my life, I'm so glad if someone comes across my mind, I reach out to them, and maybe a text message or a phone call. I'm not really big on calling people without letting them know I'm calling, but you know, a text message or sending them a message on Instagram or something like that, because you don't know. And then you also don't know who may just need that extra encouragement to know they're being thought of that day as well. So I think that's the thing. We never want to put those things off, because that's definitely important, because you don't want to go through the next day and say, man, I wish I had. You know, I wish I had reached out to that person, or I wish I had pursued my goal. And that's why I think this message is so important again for all of our audience. Again, week number 21 in my book, Words I Choose to Live By. I'm going to highlight it there. It's available in print, in hardcover, as well as paperback and the Kindle edition. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the paperback right now. It's $9.99. You guys can pick up your copy. And for you, Mary Ellen, how can they stay connected with you?
Well, through my website at askmaryellen.com, where there are quick links over to Amazon to both of my books, Healing Words, Life Lessons to Inspire, or Truth, Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing. There are links to my blogs. There are links to my Truths of the Day. There are links to all my videos. And just go to askmaryellen.com and you'll find me, or just Google Ask Mary Ellen, and you can get connected with a lot of the different articles I've written for different magazines and books.
Very good. And Melissa, what about for you? How can they stay connected with you?
For us, it's really easy. You simply go to themelissabanks.com. You will find links to everything that we do, a link to purchase our book, Dream by Design, the devotional, where you can just get some inspiration that you can feed into your spirit every single day. You also can get some links to our Dream by Design with Melissa Banks, some of the amazing stories so many women have shared with us all during the year. They will inspire you, encourage you to reach for more. So that's themelissabanks.com.
Right. Melissa, Mary Ellen, always a pleasure. Hopefully Darius will be back with us next week. If not, we'll be putting out APB to see what's going on, because he shouldn't be missing 2 weeks in a row. Darius, I'm messing with you if you watch it, man. Hope you continue to get better.
Before we go, I love both of you guys.
I love you too.
Thank you. No, I love you too, Mary Ellen and Melissa.
Aww.
And we love all of you for watching us and listening to this week's episode of Enough of That. Words I choose to live by. Hope you guys will join us next week for another great show. Until then, you all make it a great one, and we will talk soon. Take care.